Hello, everybody. How are you this evening? It is Sunday night, and I hope you are doing a-okay tonight. I'm a little bit under the weather, but that's okay. We're going to push through. Hi, everybody. How are you? So please, this is our last night of Meet Your Mentor Week. And but first, before we do that, I just want to say hey, and I want to know, where's everybody from? Hi, guys. Hi, Gabe. Hi, Kay. How are you? Hi, Pip24, Pip D24. Hey, from Vegas. I love it. I love it. Hello, everybody. I hope you are doing good. Thank you so much. I get severe allergy attacks, and so sometimes it's just tough. It breaks me down, but it is all good and it doesn't matter. We're going to keep it going. Hi from Louisiana, Charlotte, Aiken, South Carolina. I see you. Hey, Louisiana. I'm so glad you guys are joining us. I'm so glad you guys are here. Oh, the Dubai. Hi, Abu Dhabi. Yes, I see you, Doc 7. So glad you're joining us. Can you tell me what time it is over there? I know you've got to be in Monday by now, if I'm not mistaken. Raleigh, SoCal. Have I ever been to Rhode Island? Yes, but just a drive-by. My cousin graduated from RISD over there. And, I was born in New York, and so we were always all around that sort of, northeast area. We've been to all those states up there. So, yeah, we've been to Rhode Island and Maine and all of that. So I'm so glad. Hi, Victorville. There you go. That's Timmy Spot. Cleveland, Ohio in the house. Yes, hello from the Bahamas. That's our namesake. You all know my mother's Bahamian and from Turks and Caicos. And so, no, I see you, Oklahoma. You getting all the love right now. And it's probably really hot where you are. Hello. Hey, I've been to your state. Yes, Michigan, Chicago. I have not been to Michigan. I have been to Chicago. And it's 5:15 a.m. and you're working the night shift. I see you, Doc 7. I'm so glad you're joining us. Thank you so much. Hawaii. I've been to Hawaii once. Wonderful. LA. I love it. Palm Beach. Grew up around there as well. Kentucky. I love it. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you all are joining us tonight. Huntsville, Alabama. I've been to Alabama for the first time last year. Such a beautiful state. I was really quite surprised given its history. It is a gorgeous state. Greenville, South Carolina, Seattle. I love it. Jamaica, listen, that's my daddy right there. And so I'm an island girl through and through. I don't know if you all know that. Hey, from Vegas and from Jersey. We love the Saints from Jersey. Fort Worth. Come on, I am Narisha. I love it. Columbus, Georgia. Well, we have an amazing night. Thank you all so much. This is probably the best nights is coming on here and seeing where everybody is from. I'm so glad to be here with you all. And this is our last night. It's our last night for Meet the Mentor Week. And we've had an amazing, amazing time. Hey, Auckland, New Zealand, I see you. Come on, Baton Rouge. And, excuse me, we have been going hard every night, just introducing you all to your mentors, to this community that we built for you. And it is a support group. It's a support place. And it's for everybody. We're getting it transcribed into multiple languages. South Africa, I love you. Portland, Oregon, hello. And I love you from Tallahassee. My brother graduated from FSU. And South Africa is one of my love languages. I told you guys on the other night that I started to very early, I'm very beginning stages of learning Zulu language. So anyways, so this is our last night, guys. And if you have missed Meet Your Mentor, come on, Indonesia. Oh my gosh. Thank you for being a part. This is our last night, and we have had a joy. I hope you all have enjoyed meeting a lot of the great people in our life that I've walked through life with. We've walked through life together. They have a lot of experience, and we want to walk through life with you. And so we've created Mentor You in the Melani, and I see you. We created a space for you where you could be seen, you could be heard, you could be loved, and you could be supportive. I have a bunch of people on here that are tremendous resources for you that are going to walk through life with you every week, for our marriage portions every 2 weeks. And they're going to be there and they're going to help you through your journey in whatever you need. We've had a lot of mentors come on, just a lot of people come on, to let you know, we're here for you and we have a lot of experience and we lived a lot of life. And we want to make sure that you don't fall through the same pitfalls that we have had, and that you could have some resources and tools. um, you all have some resources and some tools to walk through life in every area. So this is what we've been talking about for the past, I think, 10 days now. And so I want to bring on, we got two amazing ladies tonight. We are closing out really strong. Nina Jones and Mel Ismail. I call her Mel. It's
Hello,
Melani.
hello, hello,
Whoop,
hello.
whoop, 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 whoop.
We did it.
We don't have all the sound effects like we did last
We
night, but I'm
did it.
so glad, ladies, to have you on. Thank you so much. I'm so glad y'all are part of the platform. Y'all have so much to bring, and I want you guys to share. I want you guys to share because this is about community, and you all have lived a lot of life, and you all have had a lot of experiences, and you all have said, Julia, I believe in this vision, and I want to share my experiences, and I want to share and help people walk through life. And so I'm so glad you guys are here. Thanks for being a part of the platform and the program and just joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me and us.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
Let me
Absolutely.
start.
Well,
Right.
I just letting you know, I can't see a thing without my glasses, but I know my glasses have a glare. So y'all are all a blur.
That's okay. That's okay, Nina. That's all right. Listen, it's all good. As long as you can hear me
Yes,
and we will chat it up, just trust and
yes,
know that everybody here is beautiful. They all
yes.
love you and they're going to glean from your wisdom tonight. And so I'm just super, super glad you're joining us, Mel. I want to start with you. I want to introduce everybody to Mel. This woman has just, both of these women, they have so much experience. Mel will tell you, I have 50 years of experience of life, up and down, business acuity, business education. Mel is a creative of all creatives. So if you know anybody who is a creator, who is a creative, who is completely gifted, she's the girl for you. Most creatives, I'm a creative, most creatives, they don't necessarily have a business acumen. They will give you a great gift. They will give you a great product, but they may not show up on time. They may not have their business papers in check. You know what I mean? They may not be all well together in the business side, but they'll give you a great product. And so Mel has a couple of things on our platform. Mel is owned many businesses, nonprofits. She has something now called the Fun Factory, where she focuses on kids and expressing their creative selves right here in DFW. And Mel, I want you to talk more about it. And then Nina Jones is a CPA, certified accountant. She's been doing this well over 20 years. She has been the executive, or you've worked for Goodwill. You've worked for all these amazing
Yeah, CFO
companies, the
Goodwill.
airlines,
Yeah,
everything in which you have budgeted over $50 million and
yeah.
all kinds of stuff in network. So she's a woman that knows what she's doing with money and finances. And so tonight they're here to get you guys straight, get your business set up, get your life set up. And then Mel has another secret channel she's going to let us in on a little bit later. But I want to start with you, Mel. Do you want to start? Do you want to tell them a little bit
Well,
about you?
you did such a good job. True enough, I am a creative. I guess the new tag word in the last couple of years has been a multi-hyphenate.
Okay.
They gave us a word that made us feel better about being all over the place.
Yep.
So I am a true creative. I think a lot of what happens is I am an empath as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
the way I express myself is through creativity and through different things. But I think everybody is a creative.
Yeah.
I just put that out
Yeah.
there because we're made in God's image. So we just create in different realms and on different platforms.
Right.
So my background is I started out as a barber.
Yeah.
in Los
Yeah, you did.
Angeles. Actually, I started in Illinois at like 10 years old. I was really young.
Wow.
The time I
Wow.
was about 17, I was what they call a master barber and on the pro level. So I was behind the
Wow.
scenes of a lot of like music videos and TV
Wow.
shows, all kind of really
That
cool
entertainment
stuff.
world. Big in the
Yes,
entertainment world. Yep.
yes,
Cause
yes,
you was in LA for a long
yeah.
time.
Yeah, so that's where I cut my teeth, I guess you can say, in the entertainment space,
Yep.
because I really could just do hair, but I wanted to do music. It was like
Yeah.
if I could get into a studio, then that made my day.
Yeah.
So the hair gift made room for me to go into these other spaces. And
I
then
love that. I love that. I
yeah,
want to
yeah,
pause you
pause.
because I want to pause you because here's what I want. I'm a creative too, so I'm big on it. I relate 110,000% with you. And sometimes when you have multiple gifts, you almost don't know which one to put forth. But when God gives you these multiple talents, sometimes or a lot of times, He'll use one to be the precursor for the next one. He'll
Yep.
use one to be a blessing and spearhead
Mhm.
and pave the way for the rest of your gifts
Yep.
to come out. And so I just wanted to say that because I think you, even in just your intro, you were like, I know my hair was able to
Mhm.
open up doors for
Mhm.
me to do other things. And I think we have to make sure we acknowledge that is that you may want one gift to be dominant and it
Mhm.
may not be there yet. The
Right.
timing may not make it yet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But you need to be able to use the other one and let that catapult you into the one
Absolutely.
that you're supposed to be doing. Okay, you keep going. I'm gonna
Yeah.
shut up.
No, no, no. Interject anytime you want. So that opened the door for me to get behind the scenes and do music, learn about all the different facets of entertainment. And then at the old age of 22,
Not the old age.
the old age of 22, I got married. And I've been married for 29 years.
Come
Mm,
on.
And
Come on, 29 years. That's a big
thank
deal.
yeah.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. So at a very young age, I got married, and that was like a massive shift for
Yep.
me because my husband's job moved around quite a bit, and so I was uprooted from what I knew. So I had
Mm,
to like keep starting over, keep starting over, keep starting over.
Mhm.
So it put me in a situation where I guess now I understand I was incubating businesses because
mm.
I would have to adjust or bloom where I was planted. And
Right.
so finally we got to Dallas and in 1999, so we've been here for a while. And that's when I opened up a record label and a film company, which
Oh,
was which was real interesting because every city is different in terms of how they function in certain governments or business.
that's
So
right.
this wasn't necessarily a city where it was the same as LA when it came to music and film.
Mm,
So
that's right.
the business
That's right.
was a little bit dry,
Yep.
and so it was a haul. But the
Yeah.
beautiful thing is that's where I met you and Tim,
That's right.
and we had a studio like right behind your apartment, so I got
That's
a
right.
chance to
That's
see
right.
y'all
This is
every day.
20
Tim,
something years ago.
and what's crazy, I did not know Tim was a pastor, which that's the
Yeah.
part that I love
Yep.
because we only did music, you know.
Right.
But we talked about the Lord, obviously, and
Yep.
we expressed, but when you came into the studio, it was all about the music. I mean, it was all
Yep.
about who's here, who can lay a freestyle, all of that.
Yep.
So that was what I did for about 6 years. My father passed unexpectedly,
That's right. Right.
but
That was a big blow.
yeah, yeah, and I'll say this: that was a very pivot, pivotal. Is that a word?
Yeah, pivotal. Yes. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Work
that
Yeah,
it.
you're good.
that was an extreme pivot because I had been working and doing business since I was, like I said, like not an exaggeration, like 10 years old.
Yeah.
So I did
Yeah.
not know anything else. So
Right.
to shut shut things down was very shocking to my system.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I realized that some of the reasons why I wasn't progressing in certain areas of business is because my timing was off.
Mm.
Were very
Come
small.
on.
They were stair step, and I was so driven, and I call it ungodly ambition for a godly cause.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. Very
So
good. Yep.
my
Yep.
ambition had my timing off,
Yep.
and
That's good, Mel.
I kept trying to force it and force, because I was like, I know how to do this. I can do this. I can do this. I
Yep.
can do this. And,
Yep.
I built everything on faith. So it was like, I couldn't shut down. No way. It was like, I'm
Right.
too far in. I can't do that.
Right.
But when
Right.
my dad passed, that was like a massive punch to the face, the gut, everything. And I think God had been trying to get my attention to say, you don't have to do business right now. You
Right.
don't have to do it right now. And that's when I learned timing, and how you just said, that time and season of my life really needed to be for my children. And so I got
Right.
my attention and said, okay, you got to sit this down for a minute so you can focus on what I need you to focus in on now. And the interesting thing is, I shuttered the doors, went home, and I probably did more actual music than I had done the whole time I was at the label.
Wow.
I was
Wow.
I was at peace. I was, raising our children with my husband. I was where I needed to be. And I didn't have to like give up my gift or give up my passion. I just had to adjust. So that's
That's
that's what
awesome.
happened. Yep.
That's awesome. And we don't necessarily like to adjust or pivot. But I think a lot of times we struggle with the timing. And you said it, ambition. I am a firm believer that there's a big difference in ambition versus aspiration. Okay.
Absolutely.
Ambition, you have a goal in mind.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to do everything to get it. And it doesn't matter who's in your way. You will pulverize through people to achieve that goal. Aspiration says, excuse me, aspiration says, I have a goal in mind, and I'm going to try to pair up and link up with people that we can go there together. Or I'm going to partner with others to help me get there. But I'm not going to create collateral damage in the process. We're going to walk this out and walk it slowly. And I think a
And
lot of people
sometimes I feel like,
operate in ambition.
yeah. And sometimes for me, it was, I thought I was letting God down, because I felt like I was called to do what I was doing.
Yeah.
And so I was praying real hard and saying, this is for the kingdom. And I really believe
Yeah.
that that's what I was doing, was kingdom minded. And
Yeah.
so it was a direct assault that the enemy would use in terms of my faith. Like, if you
That's
don't
right.
keep going, you
Right.
don't have enough faith.
That's
So
right.
I had a lot of condemnation.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize
Yes.
that it was okay. And somebody really helped me, a lady named Joy Lewis. She said, it's not a knock on your faith for you to step back.
No.
And nobody really told me that. It's like, I should know that with football, you can punt the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I was like,
Yes.
no, I got to get it in. And so, like, the pain of losing my father, it trumped the people pleasing. It
Come on.
trumped me trying
Come
to
on.
prove myself. It
Come on.
trumped me being responsible for other people's
Come on.
paychecks. All the
Yep.
things that I had weighing me down and worrying me. God was like, yeah, this is something that's going to be bigger than all of that. And it forced my hand in a good way.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bittersweet. It was very difficult, but it was almost like it freed me from bondage.
Yeah. When you're a creative and you're doing your businesses, that's like your baby.
Absolutely.
Like your kid. And to put it down is like putting down your baby. It's like a part of
Yep.
you. Like, we take that seriously.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It means so
Yeah.
much to us. We put our heart and soul in what we do.
Absolutely.
And then to feel like maybe we're out of timing, that's painful. It is painful to our pride, and it is painful to what we thought our faith was standing on.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. A lot of times we put, as we say, Jesus glitter on a lot of stuff, um, to please our heart, right?
Right.
To get it out. And sometimes we
Absolutely.
believe it before we truly believe it. And then there are other times where, yeah, we put Jesus glitter on it to make us feel better, to give us the out to do it, to give us the green light to do it. And
Indeed.
yeah,
Indeed.
yeah.
Indeed.
And so there are times where scenarios and situations will come up where um, God will use situations to halt us in our tracks.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was trauma. You know, I
Yeah,
didn't know that. I didn't know that then, but the trauma was directly tied to me doing project after
yeah,
project. And I didn't always know that until really just recently when God was like, I want you to put everything down. And
yeah,
I had to call people that I worked for that were depending on me, and I couldn't shake it. He was like, make room for me. And I was like,
Wow.
they're
it's
going to be so
hard.
mad at me. Like,
Yeah,
Wow.
what am I going to do? And
right.
I just couldn't get that out of my head. And I
Yeah,
promise y'all, it was the first day I sent in my resignation for all the little side hustles and everything I was doing.
yeah,
I had
yep,
to be obedient.
Mhm.
And I came home that Monday. So I had never not gone into my office unless I just don't
right,
feel well.
right,
To not go in my office doesn't happen.
right.
And I sat in my
There.
office and I had no job, no
Mm.
nothing, not I
Wow.
created, not anything somebody had, nothing.
Right.
And I remember just sobbing. And the
Mm.
reason why I was crying was because I realized I had missed so much time with God
Mm.
Mm,
because I was not still enough to
wow.
Mm.
the down. Now I had a relationship with the Lord. I talked to the Lord. We good,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about a deeper covenant of being with Him, where it was like, even
Mm.
if I spent time with Him, I'm asking Him about business. I'm asking Him about my bottom line. I'm asking Him
Right.
about all
Right.
things.
Right.
But just to know that He just wanted to spend time with me,
Right.
so
Right.
overwhelming that
Right.
it probably happened every day in my office for 2 weeks straight, where I couldn't do
Mhm.
Wow.
anything but cry because I felt
Wow.
His presence. And I was like, you mean to tell me I was giving up all of this to get that? And I
Yeah.
had this so out of balance.
Mm.
And that's when I really understood, seek ye first the kingdom of God and His
Yeah.
righteousness and all these things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's when things begin to really add to my life, and I didn't have to go, you know. So
Yeah.
it was that's
Mm.
That's awesome, Mel.
yeah,
Thank you for sharing that. It is important because that's hard for anybody that's creative. That's hard for anybody in any level of business to take the time to realize I've been my ambition has gotten the best of me that I
mm-hmm.
thought was faith, but it actually robbed me from the presence of God. And I've ended up, it's the realization I've ended up that I ended up working harder and not
Mm.
smarter.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely,
And it's a hard pill to swallow. You know what I mean? It's very humbling. But on the other side, after you get through it, God restores in such a good way.
absolutely.
And you learn
Mhm.
so much. You learn so
Mhm.
much. Because now, Mel, you have how many businesses? How many successful businesses?
Well, how
You've done
many
quite
good?
a bit,
Let's rephrase. How many good businesses do I have?
right? How many good businesses?
I know
Yes.
how to have businesses. I got the So we have a nonprofit called the Fun
Yep.
Factory, and
Mhm.
work with young people in the area of art, music, film, technology, and entrepreneurship. So basically, I am finding a way to pour back in what I've learned and gather all my friends that have all this knowledge and say, hey, how can we pour back into these young
Right.
ones and keep them from having to waste time, money, resources, give
Mhm.
them opportunities if they're ready and want them. And then I have a production company, which is My Team Media, which is, we do all kinds of stuff. We do film, we do content creation, we create. So
Right.
I have business partners that are excellent at what they
Right.
do, which is another thing. I'm not a one man band anymore.
That's
I
right. You're
humbled
not doing it all by
myself
yourself.
and I know how to
Mhm.
delegate and say, hey, I don't have to be there. I can turn this over. And it
That's
has
right.
made a world of difference to let other people, if they're not shining and I'm the only one shining, something's wrong. So they shine in their gifting. And I would say those are the two main things. And I do a little podcasting here and there, but I'm really starting to be extremely selective because I feel like my time, I want it to be quality. Doing something like this is a tremendous blessing. Uh,
Yeah.
because it falls in line with what I'm doing anyway. So I'm not shooting arrows, just launching them out everywhere. I'm more focused. I'm more disciplined. I think I've found finally that space that I want to be in.
Here's what I love about you is now with all the experience that you haven't even really went into the depth of it, but with all the experience you have, you get to now point others in the direction.
Yeah,
You get to say, hey, I've been there, I've done that, I know how you feel.
yeah.
I know what you want to do. I know what you're thinking right now about doing this. Don't do it.
Right,
Don't do it.
right.
You know what I mean? Let me
Mhm.
save you wasting money. Let me save you wasting time. Let me save you
Mhm.
uh, exhausting yourself out and ended up having to turn it over anyway. And
Yeah.
that's why you're on the platform because this is it. All your years of
Man.
experience, you're
I didn't have
now in a peace.
I did not have a mentor, and I can say that really is a cheat code. I wish I had known to go and get
Yep.
a mentor, and I just didn't know. And I'm blessed now that in the later parts of my life, like God put, I'm talking, when I say super mentors in my life,
Yeah, yeah,
like he was
yeah.
like, I'm gonna make up for all of the,
I'm gonna fix
I
it.
mean, he put in like business women extraordinaires, and
Love it.
I'm so appreciative, so I'm very thankful. So yeah.
Yeah, he brought people, or did you go
No,
out looking?
no, he really did bring them.
Yep.
He brought them. Now that doesn't mean you can't go out looking, because I do know, like, uh one of my mentors, she was very close friends with my dad. So when my
Yep.
dad passed, I did go looking for her. And
Yep.
she was she's just a very quiet, graceful woman. And she was like, oh no, I don't have time to mentor. I was like, that's what you say.
Right. I'm gonna
I'll be
be on
back.
you. I'm gonna be on you. Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta be persistent with people
yeah, man.
if you
She
really
knew.
want it,
I was like,
right?
and so I didn't let her go. And
Yep.
now I count her as a dear, not just a mentor, but like a dear friend, like in the
Yep.
trenches kind of friend. So yeah,
Listen, a closed mouth doesn't get fed,
facts.
right? There's some people you may want that you're like, they have something that I need. I am hungry and I need to go get it. What do I need to do? Do I need to take you out every day? Or once a week? What do I need to do? Can I borrow 30 minutes of your time?
Yeah.
You know how many people that Tim has met with at 5:30 and 6 in the morning? Because that was the time their mentor had available.
Mm,
And
Mm.
so hungry, he said, I want to make sure I'm doing this right.
Mm.
yeah.
And if you want it bad enough, you will do whatever it takes to
Yep.
get it.
Mhm.
And so there are people out there that are worth it. And when you are really hungry
Absolutely.
and you're really desperate, and a good mentor will see when you've come into that new place, a good mentor will see potential in you, see the hunger in you, and don't mind walking through life with you.
Nope.
Don't,
Nope.
don't mind walking through life with you. And so, but now we build this, you don't have to look far. This platform got all the
Yeah.
mentors you need. You know what I mean?
You
It's got everything you need.
you really hooked everybody up on
Yeah.
this one.
We want to make it easy. Like
Yeah.
nobody has any
Yeah.
excuse to be like, I don't know what to do. I don't have any direction. I don't have any guidance. There's we have we no matter where you are across the world, you still need help somewhere. You need guidance somewhere. You need direction somewhere. You need hope. You need somebody to listen to you. A lot of people don't feel seen. A lot of people don't feel heard. A lot of people just, they don't have a support. They don't have a community. They don't have a safe space. And that's what this is. So I want to transition now because you know Nina.
I do.
And
I was
Nina,
gonna say that. I was gonna go ahead.
no, go ahead, Nina. Go ahead.
Well, what's so dope is Nina, the way you've set this platform up, is so broad. There's so many arms to it. So I find myself thinking about my videos, and I'm like, "Ooh, that's a financial nugget right there." And I need y'all to go over to Nina because Nina taught me that.
That's
So,
right.
Nina, she knows this. She literally saved our lives financially.
The Lord.
A
Lord,
lot.
come on.
Well, the Lord used her because hey, he uses vessels. So
Yes, he does.
we down here. So like literally so many people were coming in and out and we were so stressed. And God sent Nina at a time, and she had, you know, it's one thing to be able to do something. It's another thing to be anointed to do something.
That's right. That's right.
And Nina is anointed to
Yes,
do
she
what
is.
she does
Yes.
financially.
Yes,
And
she is.
you can have somebody that has I'm talking, they can work for every wealth management, blah, blah, blah. And they got all of these, da, 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 da.
That's right.
But
That's
they
right.
can mess up your money.
That's right.
I'm here to tell you, just because it's a big name, that's not the key. The key is somebody that's anointed to teach you how to steward. And I'm not going to take up her time because I did my time already. I'm going to let her talk. I'm just putting the stamp, which I don't do lightly. She is phenomenal.
That's right.
Phenomenal.
That's right.
And I love her a lot.
Oh,
That's
thanks, Melani.
And she's
Well,
sweet
thank
as
you,
pie.
Melani. That was sweet.
Yeah.
Yep.
That part.
Yep.
Let me make sure I can see the camera.
Look.
That's okay. You just talk, Nina. That's all right.
I think it's I'm like looking at it here, but no, this is really actually something that I was just looking so forward to doing. I know Juliet has been trying to get me ready tech wise, but that is not my strength. I think tech to me is like what finance is to some people. It's very stressful. And so, you know, I'm like, let me slow boat it. But Juliet's like, no, come on, let's go. I'm just like, I'm coming. But I am just thrilled to be a part of this team. And I consider it a team because as I understood it literally today, that, you know, once you join in, you get a plethora of options to look at different videos and different things. And of course, mine's going to be on finance. And Melani, just to say a little bit about the creative side of me, there was a point after I do have a bachelor's in accounting and an MBA and my CPA.
Yep.
After I got all of that, I actually did a little bit of Mary Kay. And I thought, wow, this is fun. I can do Mary Kay. I can just sell makeup to everybody. And I went through all my family and friends, and then I was like stuck because that is not my space. And the Lord said, I didn't get you through all of that for you to go sell makeup. Your job is to be there for finance for people, because when people are stressed out, like Melani says, when they're stressed out about finances, you don't need a CPA that's stressed out with you. You need a calming voice, somebody that can come in and be creative with how they get you through the process.
Right.
And that's what the Lord has really given me. He's given me a heartbeat for people. He's given me a heartbeat for seeing them through the financial journeys. And when I was, sorry about my little watery eyes, this is my allergy season time.
Oh, I've got my tissue here too for watery eyes. You're good.
When I was CFO of Goodwill, I was over accounting, finance, HR, IT program. Now, mind you, I didn't do all that stuff. I had people who had the skills to do all that. But what the Lord gave me was the tools to be CFO for people. To be like, if you're a small family with a small business, let me come in and show you how to be how a CFO can help you build a budget, run your finances, do all the things. And once I started seeing that, I started seeing a niche where people just needed a nugget here and there, or sometimes they needed you full time, or sometimes just partial. But then they needed you to bring to the table, okay, we're going to deal with risk management. Let's look
That's
at all the
right.
different insurance vessels we have and see
That's right.
what we need to make sure that you're covered. Make sure that you're
Right.
not only covered, but you're covering your kids, you're covering your family. Or if you have a
That's right.
business, let's make sure that you have the proper tools to make sure that if there's ever anything that happens, you're covered. So we go
That's
through
right.
risk management. So we go through budgeting. We go through strategic analysis. We just look at basic cash flow projection.
That's
Okay,
right.
like you've got a family and you've got all these things hitting you. Well, let's plan that out 3 to 6 months because we need to really have a reservoir at least 6 months, maybe some days 9 months now. But how do you get there? What if you're in debt? What if you're just overwhelmed? Okay, we're going to take some baby steps and just bite the elephant a little bit at a time. And then
That's
we're
right.
going to methodically get through it. So I'm just excited
Nina's
that
gonna
I
keep
can
you
be
out
here.
of jail.
Huh?
Nina's
Yes.
gonna keep you
That's
out of
fact.
jail. Okay, that's
Yes.
what she
We don't want to go
does.
there.
That's right. She keeps you out of there. She tells you, a lot of times we have these businesses or nonprofits or these
Yeah.
companies, and we start spending the money all kinds of ways. And we
Yeah.
think, oh, we got this money coming in. Now we can just spend it because, oh, I can write it off. It don't work that way. You just can't write off anything, and you have to know you have to know what to spend, what to go on what accounting, and she's there for
Yeah.
that. She's
Yeah.
there, and she becomes your CFO for your small business or your large business. That's what she does.
Yeah.
She's like a mobile CFO.
Well, that's what we're going to do here on this site for a year. I mean, we're just going to be looking at all these different ways from a family to, let's say you have teens and you want to start building their credit,
That's right.
teaching them how to write a check. Now, these days, most kids don't write checks.
Right.
They may
You
not
don't have
even write
debit
in
cards
cursive.
or Zelle.
But
Yep.
yes,
They
but
say
you
you're right.
still got to
And they don't
manage
write
it.
in person.
But you still got to manage it like old school. You
That's
still,
right.
I mean, even though it's a debit card, that stuff goes like water. And then you're going to
That's
look up and you think, how did I spend $400? Well, you know what? We need to take our time. We need to put little controls in place. And that's what we're going to do through this year's journey.
right.
Now, mind you, I would love to be able to um, get input from people on things they want. I mean, I've got a whole laundry list of ideas, but I want to make sure I am tapping into what everybody else is looking for.
That's right.
Like maybe
Right.
your kids are going to college and you got to look at FAFSA, or you got to look at all these other different ways to get them to school because college is expensive.
Mhm.
Or maybe
Yeah.
you're having some new business that you want to start up. How do you start your budget? How do you do your research?
Right.
How do you get that going? And what do you do at the state level to make sure it's recorded properly? And then you got to go to the IRS side and make sure all those T's are crossed and I's are dotted. I mean, there's so much to do. I can overwhelm you with everything. And I don't always know everything. I may have to take a step back and go, you know what, I need to research that, or I need to bring in an expert myself because,
Right.
the tax law is huge and you just can't know it. And I am more geared towards nonprofits because that's where I really grew up on is nonprofit world. But I do have a lot of clients that are in for-profit, so I have to learn a little bit. But when it gets to the for-profit world, I bring in CPA experts to deal with some of their stuff because you
Yeah.
can't know it all. It's just way
Mhm.
too much.
That's
Tax
true.
laws are way too much.
Nina,
But, huh?
do you don't you also help people with their retirement, looking forward to the future,
Yes.
helping them to, I believe, to say this, you don't necessarily need to wait to retire. You don't need to wait till what is it, 72 or 73 now.
No.
Nina is there to set you up to be able to retire with a safety net. And you don't have to be 72, 73 still working.
No. Oh, no, and in fact, I'm even getting with my clients about their kids and getting them to hire their kids in their businesses and start their kids off with a Roth IRA,
That's,
and so that
that's
their
right.
kids, by the time they reach retirement age, could be multimillionaires
That's right.
because that Roth IRA will build and compound over
Yes.
the years. And so, you start with them at 13, 14, 15, get them in your business. Let's go. Let's get them
Hire the
going.
kids.
And
Yep.
yeah, get them hired and get them started with their retirement savings early. They're
That's
not going to think that way. So you got to think for them because they're going to get to the age of 40 and 50, go, man, why didn't I start that when I was
mm-hmm.
16? When did I
That's right.
start this when I was 15? And
Right.
you just got to tell them, we're paying you this as an employee, but we're going to put this into a IRA, Roth IRA, because lo and behold, blows my mind, Roth IRAs are tax free. All the
Come on,
growth
Nina.
of a Roth
Mhm.
IRA is tax free. I mean, you
Come
can have
on.
a million plus
Mhm.
tax free. It just
I
blows
love
my
it.
mind. So
I'm
let's
here for
use
it.
that little tool and get it for our kids or get it for us.
That's
So,
right.
anywho.
And Nina, all the tips and thresholds and knowledge to pour out and share. And she's on the platform to walk you through life with all these amazing nuggets to how to get your life set up,
Yeah.
how to get your money right, weekly. The other couple nights we had the finance coaches, but she's your mentor, and she's gonna walk with you through life. She's gonna walk with you through your finances, and she can help be the CFO of your business. And when you realize that maybe you're not a good CFO, you need some help.
Mhm.
You could be a good visionary and not a good CFO. You can come up with the ideas and the concepts, but you may not have the skills to run the company or build the infrastructure. And that's why you need to partner with other people. That's why you need to have people in your life that's integral. Like,
Yeah.
she's highly integral. And you know, Nina, I'm going to say this. You said something to me the other day, and I thought, why doesn't everybody have a Nina in their life? And we were talking, and she said, Juliet, I make sure that I tell my clients, you need to make sure that you understand and have access to your money. Because
Mhm.
I always want my clients to know that I want to make sure they know I'm integral.
Mhm.
And I'm going to make sure that I want them to feel comfortable to know that, hey, we're transparent here,
Mhm.
and I don't suggest anybody just completely trust
Mhm.
any accountant with everything and then you don't know anything. She
Mhm.
says, I'm here to educate you.
Mhm.
She's so
And I and
integral.
I And I have told people that over and over again because, you've got, as a CPA, you have to be able to separate yourself from people's money. It's not yours,
Come
but you
on.
got to manage it like it's yours. And you've got to be able to put controls in place. And I'll tell my clients, now, I don't want you to go anywhere, but I want you to have this knowledge so that if the Lord takes me home, which is the only reason why I want to leave my clients,
Yeah.
if the Lord takes me home,
Yeah.
I want you to know, hey, don't ever give your CPA this. They don't need it. So if they ask
Wow.
for it, they don't need it.
Wow.
So don't give it to us. I make sure that my staff
I love
does not have access to any of my clients' bank accounts.
it.
None
Hmm.
of them. What
Wow.
I learned when I was at Goodwill, when I first got to Goodwill, I thought I was the top of the world. I was like, okay, I've reached the pinnacle. I am CFO of Goodwill of Dallas. And then they told me I couldn't sign checks. And I was like, what the hey? I'm the CFO. I should be able to sign checks.
Right.
And I come to find out that years prior to me getting there, they had an embezzlement with one of the people in the county department. So they put
Wow.
controls in place.
Mhm.
And I didn't realize how free I was with the fact that I couldn't sign checks. Because I
Mhm.
had so much access, I talked to all the bankers, I talked to all the key parties. I could move money and I could walk away with it.
Mhm.
So I, when I got to Goodwill and found out I couldn't sign checks, I found out my freedom in that because then when I'm managing somebody else's money, because Goodwill was somebody else's money,
Yep.
they didn't have to look back at me and wonder what happened to those dollars.
Mhm.
So that's when I started going, oh, okay, CPAs don't necessarily have to sign checks. They can make sure their client signs their checks. Make sure
Right.
their client knows, if I have to wire money from one account to another account, you've got to call the bank and approve it because you're the one that's moving this money.
That's right.
So
That's right.
it's little nuggets like that that I'll also give business owners on, if you've got a CPA in your office or a CFO in your office or whatever you've got, here's some nuggets and here's some tips on how you can think if they're embezzling from you. And
Mm.
one quick one, and it's usually the most hilarious one, but I'll tell
Yeah.
people, I said, if your CPA or your CFO has a very neat desk, look twice. We don't have neat desks.
That's so funny. That is so funny. If they have
We
a neat
don't
desk,
have neat.
run the other way.
If you walk into a CPA CFO's office, we have stacks of papers everywhere,
Yep.
and we do not care what you see. When we care what you see, it'll be in the drawers. It won't be where you can
Wow.
see it.
Wow.
Just think about that little nugget. There you
Wow.
go.
That's awesome, Rena. That is awesome. You never think about these things. You expect them to be neat and organized. That would make a person feel that they're organized with your stuff.
And
But
we
you
are
said,
organized. We have an
yeah,
organized, I know what stack is that one and that one and that one. Now, mind you, once it's worked on and put up, yes, I'm going to put it up in the drawer. I'm going to have my staff scan it and put it in, in an electronic file. But if we're working, we're going to have stuff on our desk and we're not going to care who sees it
excuse me.
because there's nothing we're hiding. We're not
I
hiding anything.
know that's right. I love that. You have been so integral. And I'm telling you, if you're a small business, even if you come to the platform and you want our services, you can. You're a small business or a big business and you need some CFO and you realize I have an idea, but I don't really know how to run this.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, um, that call Nina. Nina will save you.
Mhm.
She will save you. And Mel can attest. Mel knows. Mel knows. And I love it. And I think it's imperative. This is a good night because we need to learn these things. We need to learn how to manage our monies and be better stewards and not keep dismissing it and then scramble at the last minute every time tax time comes around. Then we panicking and scrambling, and then am I going to get anything back? I'm probably going to owe, when we really maybe haven't been quite integral or we haven't been on top of it in the first place. And so you got to connect with people, and so that's why they're here, guys, to be a part of the Mentor You community so that they can walk you through life and give you all the tools that you need for a whole year. So that's what it is now. So Mel has a creative channel, Creatives in Business. She's going to talk to these amazing gifted people and get them right with their business. And then Nina is going to talk about finances and future and retirement and get you all ready. And then Mel, you have another channel that you're gonna put on there. You want to talk about that channel a little bit?
Well, I felt a little convicted, you know, and so the other channel will be dealing with relationships. You know, it's not necessarily geared just towards young people, but I have quite a testimony being in LA, being in the industry, things that I had to walk through, a lot of trauma, a lot of things I had to heal from, and now I'm just in a space where I want to help. So, it's one thing to have a lot of trauma and you're not healed and you're bleeding out on people.
Come on.
There are areas that I won't touch because I may not feel like it's time for me, or I just may not have insight. But where I
Right.
am now, I do believe that God has given me some tools in order to, and now I'm tough now. I stay with the scripture,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I
Come
did
on,
so
give it
much,
to them.
I did so much dirt that, you get a nice little balance of grace, because I'm empathic when it comes to just this gauntlet of dating, and especially as it relates to young people. I made a ton of mistakes as a young woman, and
Yeah.
it was rough. It was rough out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. We
so
make mistakes.
I'm just open for, anybody who is struggling with, and again, I love the fact that you have such a broad platform where I may not go real deep with you if you have deep sexual trauma. That's
But
why
that's why we have.
there are amazing life
That's right.
therapists. So it's like I can tackle this piece,
Yeah.
and I'm not ashamed. I will share my
Right.
testimony. I will share how I walk through certain things.
Yeah.
And if you got some deep stuff, I'm gonna send you over there to Brian. You know what I'm saying? What
Yeah.
you need is,
Or Dr. Sarai
or
Crane.
Doctor,
She's our
look, I'm gonna
sexual
send you over
trauma.
to
She's in
that
there.
side and be
Yeah.
like, what you need is a
That's
little
right.
EMR.
Mhm.
You need some techniques. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
But
right. That's
but
right.
which is so cool. I just want to say, Juliet, shout out to you, because some of the training that we had, it was such a blessing to me.
Thank
And
you.
I was just like, oh my God, if I had have had those tools to deal
Wow.
with some of my trauma and things that I see even with my children. And
Yeah.
I came home and I started practicing on my kids. I
Right.
was like, come over here. I
Yep.
got something for that anxiety. Okay, so
Yep.
what we gonna do is,
Right. Right. You
but
started implementing.
yeah,
Yes.
it was really just eye-opening, and just to it's so hard sometimes for people to step into the realm of therapy
Right.
because of how we've been trained and how we've been taught. And I don't care if it's even financial therapy, because that's what Nina does. She is a financial
Yeah.
therapist for
She
real.
is. She is.
But
She is.
it's kind of hard to take that first step. But that's what I love is I have seen the mentors and the people that you have, that it's not all this gatekeeping. Because sometimes when you really need something, whether it's financial help,
Yep.
mental health, any help, a lot of times
Yep.
there's so much gatekeeping that you can't get to it.
That's right.
And it's like, no, I'm gonna put it way back here, and I'm gonna let you go through 9,000
Yep.
steps. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
As
Yeah.
opposed to this very open platform where everybody is just sharing what they have and willing to. I'm not holding back information. What you want to know, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Now
And
you
everybody's like that. Yep.
you can go over
Everybody's.
here maybe, and you
That's
might
right.
have to pay that over there, but here, this is
Yep.
this is really just me and everybody that I've seen wanting to legitimately give everything they have so that every
Right.
person can go get whatever they need.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Mel. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. You know, when the Lord put this on my heart, last year, it was like, are you sure, Lord? Okay, we're going to go. And all I know is that I just wanted to be obedient, because I know that there are people out there that need the help and want the help and need the resources and the tools.
Yeah.
And I asked the Lord to show me every mentor. I asked the Lord to show me everyone. And I prayed about everyone. And I'm sure more will come in. I'm so grateful. There's been such an outpouring of people wanting to be mentors or counselors and therapists and all that. And we'll get to those. And it's been so kind. But everybody has been, I want to say, God picked so far, and everybody's going to be God picked going forward. And because I want you all to know that your lives and your souls are precious to me, and I believe that you're going to be put in the safest hands. And we wanted to create the safest space for people to come and get what they need, no matter where they are. Because, again, at the end of the day, I feel like no matter where you are in the world, Abu Dhabi, China, Berlin, Germany, doesn't matter. You need money facts. You need to know how to talk to people. You need to know how to live in relationships. I told somebody today, I said, I'm going to open up a channel on cultural diversity, because I'm a culture girl. And a lot of times in America, here in America, we're one particular way, and we don't necessarily consider how others are, how people live across the pond, how people live differently, and their values shape the way they do things. It shapes their mindset. their societal norms are different from Americans. And so this platform is for everybody. And I'm going to be opening up in July. I'm going to start my channels in July, and I'm going to do a cultural diversity because I want those that are abroad. And I don't want anybody to say, well, you don't understand because our culture says this. I'm a culture girl. And so I want to know I do understand. And sometimes in our culture, we have to make some hard decisions and some hard choices.
Mhm.
And so we got a lot more coming, guys. We want to cover the gambit. And even if there's topics that you don't see, I pretty much think we covered it. And there's more coming. But even if you don't see, let us know. DM me at mentor_Jew. But I would love to see you all at the platform. And we're going to go in there and have fun. They're going to be starting this week. And so I cannot wait to see you all in there. We're going to have a good time. It's a start. It's going to be different. This is very different. This is very new. And so it's a year long of us. We're your coaches. We're your accountability partner. And sometimes you may not like the things that we say. And that's okay, right? But it's just going to make you better. We're going to say everything in love. And we're going to say everything with passion and compassion. And it's live interactive, guys. It is live interactive. And we want to do life with you. And that's the purpose of Mentor You. So, Mel, thank you. Nina, thank you so much. You guys have
Thank
closed
you.
out your mentor week. You guys have been
Thank you.
awesome. Thank you, Upset the Gram, for letting me hijack Timmy's gram. And I just appreciate you all so
Thank you.
much. And I know that this is going to be fantastic. And thank you again for um, letting us experience the gold and the value that is inside of you. And
Yes.
thank you for sharing what you've experienced with us so that we can live our better lives, we can live higher lives, we can go further, and we can stop perpetuating bad habits, and that we can change and start creating new positive habits. So I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
You all have
you.
an amazing night.
Thank you.
You guys were asking about the videos. It will be fully uploaded on Upset the Gram and Mentor_Jew, and also the YouTube channel Mentor_Jew. You can find all the full videos there, and that's it. So and thank you all. You guys have a great night. Okay,
Indeed.
I love you so
Indeed.
much.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Peace.